Hello and welcome to your weekly Chatbot chat with MobileMonkey. I'm Virginia Nessie, and every week here at MobileMonkey Island, we get to host a Chatbot chat and come to you with different ideas, tactics, demos, new feature releases, and just to share with the MobileMonkey Island community all we're doing to kind of create an awesome experience and Facebook Messenger marketing platform for you. So thank you for joining us for this very special Chatbot chat with my guest, Jose Andres Chavez. Welcome to the show, Jose.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be part of this live chat. It shows that hard work pays off if you invest the time into Messenger.
That is so awesome and true, because that's exactly what we're going to break down today. I can't wait to share the campaigns that you were running for Fly Nyon.
Absolutely. We actually saw a pretty decent return on our campaigns. We had the incredible task of segmenting the 60 million people that visit New York City and trying to get them to fly in a helicopter over New York.
That doesn't sound like too much of a challenge as far as like the fun factor goes.
I mean,
so let
it
me
was
set this up for folks just a sec, okay?
okay.
Okay, so I actually met you, Jose, through Larry Kim. Larry Kim is MobileMonkey's founder, and you guys had been talking a bit about the Facebook ad campaigns that you were running over at Fly Nyon.
That is correct. How I started with Kim, I told him, Larry Kim, how can I target those people who I know are visiting New York? So I did event-based campaigns, which I know that people will visit from all over the world for New York Fashion Week. So I would tailor all the interest to be for that. Or I would know that a large amount of people in the tri-state area visit New York for Comic-Con. A lot of people who like cosplay and stuff. So our helicopter company, being so focused on social media, we tailor all our advertising to, bring people, from Times Square wearing Spider-Man or Wolverine kind of costumes. And we would shoot pictures and video, and then we would advertise to those people who we knew. And then we would create the drip funnel where we would retarget all those who showed actual interest by giving them a nicer promotion or a nicer discount on their flight. And that way we were picking up the money beforehand. And once they got to our terminal, we were able to upsell them and make up for that 20% discount.
That sounds like a beautiful funnel that you've designed. Okay, so let me see if I followed that straight. Basically, you Fly Nyon sells helicopter tours in New York City.
Correct.
And you're looking for people who are visiting, and you're able to target based on like events and happenings in the city.
Exactly.
And where did most of your customers, where are they living or visiting from?
So in 2017, we saw 70% U.S. bookings and 30% international. But this 2018, we managed to make it 51 U.S. and 49 international.
Okay, wow. So that's a good breakdown. It sounds like you were able to expand your targeting.
We were able to do that, and how MobileMonkey and Messenger helped us a lot is that, when we started our campaigns overnight, when we woke up, we had a nice following of, comments on our ads, people who showed interest, tagged their friends, but also went on to Messenger, asked a bunch of questions that MobileMonkey was able to automate some of the responses. But once the sales team showed up at 8 a.m., they were able to interact directly with the customer and answer all the questions. So when you had a family from France with 7 people, they're like, hey, can you make us a deal? And we're like, okay, sure, why not? And or the couple from England who wants to prepare a wedding or a proposal, we would manage to get them a champagne bottle or get some balloons, try to make it as memorable as possible. So as I was explaining, Messenger allowed us to have that personal interaction with people directly, and also it provided us to use persuasion as a way to convince them to book with us and not with our competitors.
So okay, what I love about that is that it sounds like you're probably running ads across a number of different channels. Whatever's coming in at the top of your funnel is all mostly like paid media based.
Correct.
Right?
As we know, organic doesn't have that reach that it once did. So we did focus a lot of paid, simply because our content was highly visual, and I invite us all of you to go check it out. It's a way of engaging them and saying I want to fly with them. So we would create the funnel on Facebook and Google AdWords to help us, define who's actually interested, and then based on their retargeting, we would able to make our most of our money.
The visuals, like you mentioned, the videos that Fly Nyan has are really a beautiful way of helping people get into the mindset of the thrill and excitement of a helicopter ride over New York City.
Yes, that is correct. And actually, when we started our sequence, we made it a point to say, okay, we might not be available on chat right now, but check out our video. And as soon as we get there in the morning, we'll make sure to answer all your questions.
I love the idea of having that kind of like the bots out there, or your ads are out there reaching people at the opposite time as your sales team. So you're never sleeping basically when you have an automation like MobileMonkey and Messenger ads running.
That's the thing. The internet doesn't sleep, so there's always ways to make money. So I encourage you all to go out and start campaigns that are international. Simply, if you're in the service industry, I would recommend that, simply because it's a way to capture leads at all times.
If you're watching right now, I am interviewing Jose Andres Chavez. I'm going to hide this here, but Jose was marketing manager at a New York-based helicopter tours company, and using MobileMonkey and Messenger ads. Let's talk a little bit about the results of your campaign. What was it that you were able to accomplish with this combo?
So yes, one of the neat things about Messenger, it was that once they interact with Messenger, they become a lead. And from July to December, we generated about 2,000 leads. And out of those 2,000 leads, 200, let's say, were asking about customer service or complaining about the service they received. And out of those 1,800, all of them booked, and with an average order value of $300. That amounts to $500,000 in 6 months. So Messenger just shows that it can become a revenue stream for your business.
That's amazing. That was all through Messenger ads.
Just through Messenger, and if the boss questioned it, we made sure to start recording every sale, and we showed that $20,000 were booked on a weekly basis.
That's beautiful. So I think that as you were mentioning the kind of formula that you created to create this funnel, at the top of the funnel is the Messenger ad and your targeting. So can you tell me a little bit about how you set up your targeting and attracted that international audience?
Well, yes. I just didn't believe that awareness would be the most successful. So I would always try to get the conversion to be, a step closer to the checkout. And that way I could actually measure who was actually interested. It might have been a little bit pricier, but at the end of the month, the cost of acquisition was $10 per person. And it made sure those people who are actually traveling, because Facebook allows you, if you're going for the conversion, to toggle on if people are planning to travel, and then you make their interest based on the city specific to where they're traveling to. So we not only sold New York helicopter flights, but we also sold Miami, Las Vegas, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. So based on that, and based on the events happening, like CES in Vegas or X Convention in Miami or in San Francisco, there's a bunch of tech shows. We would, try to tailor it to people who took photography, who like GoPros, who like action, adventure, and then tailor it to include the interests that were specific to certain cities.
Okay, that sounds really smart. You also had mentioned that based on the audience data that you got, you could understand what seasonality was happening when people are traveling. Continue to refine your targeting that way.
Yes, you start understanding travel patterns based on the data. You start saying, well, okay, there's a spike in April and in August for French people, and then you start analyzing the calendar, and they get vacation in those time sets. So and then you say, okay, maybe I should spend a little bit more in March. So people start, Europeans like to plan ahead. So you start like drilling the idea that a helicopter ride would make their visit to New York the most memorable yet.
Classic. Excellent segmenting. Okay, so now we've got our audience, and we've also got this awesome creative that really brings alive the whole experience. When did you start bringing bots into the equation? Were you running Facebook ads or Messenger bots?
I started playing around with add to Messenger directly, and then I realized a lot of the questions are very repetitive, and I said it's kind of like time consuming to be answering all these questions when you can easily automate our location, some general pricing questions, like showing a video of what each tour had to offer. So that way we were able to help automate those questions, and as soon as the sales team got to them, it was just closing them, basically answering the last minute questions that the bot is not going to be intelligent enough to do, but a human will eventually close the sale. And like Larry Kim said in his previous podcast, it comes to persuasion. It gives you the ability to have that brick and mortar connection with the customer, and then you can easily just persuade him to book your flight.
That's beautiful. Is there what was the then follow-up process with the sales team like? How did you kind of turn that into a process or operationalize it?
So the sales team was focusing on phone calls and emails. But as soon as we started seeing the amount of inbound and the amount of questions, we integrated as part of the process. And the beautiful part is that when people were asking questions overnight, by the time the sales team came in, the overseas markets in Europe were getting off work. So that means they were on their phone, probably looking for answers. And then the Australians were getting to their office, opening email, and I'm sure they were opening their Facebook. So, you start creating this global campaign where you just create a sequence, and, you create leads and you eat them, and you create leads and you eat them, and you just try to take over.
Created a very virtuous cycle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought a really cool thing that you guys were doing, because we obviously talked about this a little bit beforehand. And if anybody has any questions, please go ahead and share them in the comments. If you have any questions for Jose about anything that he's doing. But I would love to know a little bit more about how you kind of use Messenger as your home base or your hub for all your other channels. You guys have an active marketing initiative on your news site and other channels where you could always drive back to Messenger and get questions.
Yeah, so based on the intelligence from Google My Business and Yelp and TripAdvisor, we were able to figure out there's about 40 people that read reviews per day. So there's going to be good ones and there's going to be bad ones all the time. Doesn't matter, like, if you have an excellent product, like, there's someone that's always going to be complaining. So I will use the response in those reviews as an opportunity to tell everyone that write reviews that we are always available on Messenger. If you have any questions, if you have any complaints, don't go to the review sites. Just come to us. We'll answer any questions and we'll put any doubts to rest. So that that became like a digital billboard that was free to let people know, hey, we offer this great customer support on Messenger and we can obviously help you. And, like, if you have 40 people that are interested in your product and at least it's 10 of them and their average order value is $300, that's $3,000 per day.
That's beautiful. What is that's a really key insight, I think, because if you send people to Messenger, people are going to, on the physical area, notice that you're in business. You're always available. And you literally are always available. You have a chatbot who is an automated version of your business, able to build any of those common questions nonstop, and then start those conversations with people pretty and that relationship at $10 acquisition to a $300 order house. You guys are really multifaceted, multi-channel approach that funnels into best service to funnel that step to them.
And the thing I would recommend to everyone is to take control of your digital identity. Think of it of every channel as an integrated form of digital marketing, and that your presence, whether it's updating the times to operation or is it handicap friendly, or all those things matter to people. And the people come from all over the world to New York, and they have different circumstances, but they're looking to have something that's memorable. And giving that personalized experience to the customer allows them to feel a comfort knowing that they're booking with the company that actually cares for the customer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have that mix of automation and human connection.
Correct.
I wanted to ask you, since you have such great success with video creation with your ads, what are some of your tips for running ads with a video?
With video, usually, since I know the content was very enticing, I would usually start with something pertaining to adventure or experience or something that evokes emotion within the customer. So you would start off with experience New York City like never before, from a doors off helicopter flight over New York City. Book yours today and receive 20% off. And another key part was the coupons called Buy Now Schedule Laters, which essentially it's a credit that you buy. If you have a good discount on the website, you can buy it, and oh, I'm visiting in 6 months to New York, so you know I should buy it now that it's a big discount, and then I'll use it then. So always trying to create that adventure feeling within the customer, that adrenaline, that person that likes to record their life on GoPro and likes to share it on social media. This was a perfect experience in New York City to showcase your GoPro skills, for example.
Great tips. And what about text overlays? Did you ever run into any issues with that with your videos?
At the beginning, I was a bit skeptical because Facebook tells you, oh, the amount of text on your ad is going to affect its performance or its frequency. So I started messing around with them. I had the graphic designer create some nice overlays to, not be up in front of you, but around the ad or the video. And actually, it was the best performing ones.
Oh, cool. All right. So sometimes you have to just kind of play around with how that works out. Take Facebook's advice with a grain of salt, and also use your own data to kind of help you design what's gonna work for you.
Correct.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to switch gears a little bit because you've been talking about how the bot is so key in your customer service efforts. How do you keep your frequently asked questions up to date? What's the process for that for you?
Essentially, it's going back and updating prices, updating locations. You know, in the aviation space, it affects when they change the hour. It gets darker like at 4 p.m. So we try to tailor it to be okay, you're looking for the sun rising, so fly between 7 and 9 a.m., or you're looking for darker tones, go closer to 3 p.m. But like I said, that time zone would shift, so we would manage to update it and make sure the content was the customers, what the content they were looking to shoot was the one appropriate to it.
Wow.
Also, how to get there. We're not specifically located in New York. We're in New Jersey. So updating the how to get there. Sometimes the trains don't work to New Jersey, so we recommend going to Port Authority and taking a bus and then taking an Uber, or when during the week, kind of telling people take the PATH train and then get off at Journal Square and then take an Uber, or we can pick you up. We offer that service as well. So it was, like I said, a bot. There was too many questions to many people that we couldn't specifically automate. But like I said, we integrated it into a part of the sales team, and it helped us, customize and that personalize that experience.
Okay. It's not like a one size fits all. It's not like every week just keep your bot up to date with searching your unanswered questions and triggers and then adding them. But it's a constant kind of upkeep and maintenance, and also understanding at which point you hand it over to a person to kind of answer questions.
Correct. And also, when it comes to winter here in New York, like you don't want to be showing summer videos. You want to tell people bundle up, you know. So we made the
Mm.
video specific to have like coats and scarves and beanies. So we made sure people were always ready for the temperatures.
That's right. It's again, you're really doing a great job at helping people envision what the experience is going to be like then.
Correct. And cameras were a big part of it. You know, like how many people would love to take photos from New York from above the Empire State. So we also offered camera rentals within the terminal.
Oh,
So
cool.
people can rent, you know, a Nikon or a Sony, whatever their photography needs are, and we would try to supply all that.
Now you're talking about like helping people have that better experience when they're out there, like, and like you said, upselling was a huge part of getting that the order value up. So understanding what else can supplement to make this an even cooler or richer experience.
Correct. And the phrase of the company is the ultimate helicopter photo experience.
Hmm.
So it allows you to, you know, like this is going to be the greatest photography experience ever.
I think you guys do a really good job of understanding who your ideal customer is.
Yes, yes, and you know, being in New York City, like pretty sure 80% of the population is on Instagram, and I'm sure like they're all photographers. So you know, the product really fit a demographic, you know, of 23s to 30-year-olds that are interested in film, interested in adventure, interested in photography and stuff like that.
Um, I think I could go on and on, but I guess I'll ask you if there's any like additional like tips or things that I forgot to ask you about.
Let's ask our audience: do they have any people in the travel industry?
Yeah, travel industry seems like it's a great one for bookings and um, automations like this. So I guess drop a comment for what your industry is. And if you have any questions for Jose as well, um, Jose, how can people get a hold of you if they want to connect?
How can what? Sorry.
How can folks get a hold of you if they want to connect?
You can just directly message me on Messenger.
Yeah, and you're a member of the group, so you can search our members, Mobile Monkey Island, and search for Jose, and you'll be able to find him, connect in Messenger on Facebook. I just think it's amazing what you guys did. Can you repeat one more time what it was that your weekly revenue was from, and what your ad spend was?
Yes. We would basically drive enough traffic through Messenger that was qualified. We nearly saw about $20,000 per week just on Messenger. Just like I said, ads, Facebook ad to Messenger, ads, uh, displaying everywhere that we could that we were always available in Messenger. And one thing I did forget to say, since we started our ads overnight, even though they didn't directly connect with us on Messenger, there was at least 20 comments when we started those campaigns in our comment section. So that just gave you a bunch of leads that were interested in your helicopter ride. And from there, we would, you know, go after all those comments and say, hey guys, contact us. Or we would directly message them and say, hey, are you still interested? Do you want to hear more about what we have to offer? So not only do you drive people there, but you also have to do the work to connect with each comment, engage with them. And, you know, like Facebook is all about connecting people. So if you connect with the customer, it's going to help you. It's going to increase the probability of you selling the product.
That's a very great point. You know, we're connecting with people through Facebook's awesome ecosystem and amazing targeting abilities. And now we're layering on our ability to automate our responses and can create a great customer service experience as well through MobileMonkey.
That is correct. And now that, you know, Facebook is planning to integrate Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp, like what does that tell you about bots?
absolutely. They see it as the future too. So I'm really excited to have had the chance to share your awesome experience, campaigns, and results with everybody, so they can get their inspiration and ideas flowing. Thank you for sharing, Jose.
No, thank you for taking the time to interview me. It's such an honor. The first time doing a live chat.
Yeah, this was our first Q&A interview with our actual users and customers, and this was a great one to show what's possible with messenger ads with bots. So thanks everybody for watching, and there are some questions here which I think that we'll both be able to kind of comment in the questions as they come in. So tag Jose, tag me in any comments if you're watching this after we've been broadcasting live, if you're watching a replay or that kind of thing. I see there are some folks watching who are in the travel industry, so I'm sure we can all connect on that a little bit more. But in the meantime, I'm going to sign off for us, for Jose and everybody at MobileMonkey. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks for joining, and go bananas.
See you guys.